Hi, Kathy White, Certified Professional Ergonomist. Talking to you today about fatigue and lighting and what you can do about lighting design or lighting technology to be able to minimize fatigue. A lot of us are working from home right now, or you might be dealing with shift workers who are on rotating shift schedules. In either case, you've probably heard about solutions out there that are things like blue light blocking glasses or light box therapy even. I'm here to just give you a little bit of information around what that's about and what you can do to reduce your risk of fatigue in general, whether you're working at home or you're dealing with a shift work sort of operation. If you're not aware with the human eye and how it works, we actually respond to all wavelengths that are in the visible light spectrum, but we perceive it differently depending on what time of day it is. That means that during the day, our eye is better at perceiving light at the red and yellow end of the spectrum, whereas at night, the human eye actually sees the blue end of the color spectrum better. That being said, there's a lot of conflicting opinions out there right now about how to design lighting in order to minimize fatigue. Researchers are questioning if we truly know enough about the human's natural biological rhythm, known as the circadian rhythm in human beings, to be able to design lighting that impacts our biology in a positive way. To further make matters more complicated, there's a lot of marketing out there. I think we see this in general with social media. We also see it with products that claim that they can biologically impact your rhythm in a positive way. They talk about things like controlling light intensity or a metric known as correlated color temperature. The acronym is CCT, or relative spectral content. A lot of lighting companies are very eager to come out to market with various technologies that can block that blue end of the spectrum at night so that it's able to be more in line with that circadian rhythm. Although we have that great increase in technology and the ability to control these sorts of features, as I mentioned, it's very unclear, and we don't have a big body of research out there to validate these techniques. That being said, there are things that you can do to not only minimize fatigue, but really help improve your circadian rhythm so that you're alert during the day, you're able to sleep when you're supposed to sleep. First thing is to expose yourself to bright lighting during the day. This should help boost your ability to sleep at night. It also, in general, can improve your mood and alertness. Whatever you can do during those daytime hours to be near windows or skylights, some kind of source that provides natural lighting is ideal. That being said, that's not always a possibility depending on the work environment, but even if you can take breaks to move outside of that environment, to be outdoors for a moment or have access to a window or a skylight, that is all the better. Also, designing lighting to minimize glare and eye strain can be helpful, and I have a number of videos that talk about those features of design as well. Finally, when it comes to digital devices, this is something there's a lot of chatter about. A lot of people are using smartphones or tablets at night, staring at these screens. There are features within those technologies that do allow you to get out of that blue light spectrum that should help you better be able to get to sleep at night. But really, probably what is suspected at least is that a lot of us, because we're using those phones at night and we're reading content or we're checking email, our brain is just starting to move, and it's going to be really hard to switch that off at night and then be able to go to sleep. So something you may actually want to consider, rather than playing around with the settings on your phone or trying to use blue blocking glasses, which again, not a big body of research to validate that those are actually helpful or not. Why don't we just avoid the fixation on technology and get away from that potential anxiety source, keeping our brain to move to a state of being less active by doing something maybe more like reading a book, having some meditation before bed. Those are just some ideas that could be helpful to allow you to get to sleep at night without disruption. I hope some of these tips were helpful. The bottom line is we're not really sure with some of these various technologies out there in the world of lighting or special types of glasses whether that can actually help reduce fatigue or help you sleep better. But certainly if you can make sure you allocate enough time to get sleep at night, expose yourself to light during the day, those are some really helpful measures, and try to avoid any sources of anxiety at night, which could include technology, so that you're better able to sleep. Again, I hope you found these tips helpful. Thanks for taking the time to listen.